But I'm kind of curious as y'all talking about, especially Mozzie saying like he liked the message, not the way the song is put. Um, what do y'all think in your own personal breakdown of the album, and especially with the N95 video out? What y'all think the message was really? Can y'all tell me y'all perspective of those?
For me, I think the message of this album was just kind of like again, like I said, like really introspective and kind of put in the mirror. Like most of the songs, I feel I don't want to say he's calling people out, but he's basically just like talking about what he sees, like obviously in his profession, amongst his contemporaries, among the world, whether it be with like the vaccine, whether it be with COVID, how the hip hop game is, just the entertainment game in general, just kind of I think it is very big on the message. Like the whole idea about this album was more of just kind of a, hey, like look, like be aware of your surroundings, like be aware of what's going on, like in real time in your real actual life. And I think the second biggest thing it was like with whenever there's struggle or heartache or just anything going on as far as just something to climb over or to get over, what the case may be, it's like we're always looking for, the savior. We're always looking for the guy, you know what I mean, to get us out this hole or get us out this mess where he's just kind of like, you know what I'm saying? Like we're making don't make these people you see as like the saviors or like the people that are gonna get you out of whatever you into, you know what I mean? It's kind of like looking to yourself towards what you want to do, what you want to accomplish, what you want to believe in. Have your own opinion. Don't be afraid of having your own opinion. Live life through your lens and enjoy it and stuff like that. That's how I feel like the album was for me, and I think it was just how it was brought to us was just how it kind of just how he felt, because it's like one thing is I remember when the whole Black Lives Matter shit was going on. And then, he went mute. He went silent. Him and Cole went silent, right? And everyone was like, shit. I know I was like, where the fuck is he at? Like, you know what I mean? And just kind of like, why was I so mad at him or why am I wanting him to speak on this? Like, what the fuck? Like, what the fuck does, as great as Kendrick Lamar is, like, what the fuck does Kendrick Lamar and J. Cole gonna say that's gonna, you know what I mean, change the world, or it's, you know what I mean, like why do we rely on these figures to like give us something? So I think that's what it was, just yeah.
Shit. Back then, I think they knew that the organization was bullshit
Mm-hmm.
and they were stealing money from black folk and no one ever wanted to talk about it. I was trying to
Yeah,
tell you niggas last year,
no,
bro.
facts, I believe you now, all this
Fucking
bullshit.
witches. Yes. They're, yeah. So now, my perspective,
Yeah,
the album isn't fluid. Okay. It's not a full cohesive album. It doesn't tell a complete story, but like Iggy does say, it does tell a story of being your own person.
yeah.
Be who you are. No shit, Kendrick, but thanks. I guess some people needed to hear that
No, but that's
in
the
the
thing,
rap
a lot, a
game.
lot of people do, a lot of people
A lot
do
of
need
people
to hear
needed to
that.
hear that in the rap
A
game,
lot of,
which was
in
cool.
general though, I feel like a lot of people need to hear that in general though.
Yeah. So I feel like maybe the whole thing of it being a double disc album made no sense.
Did that have to do with his contract?
It's
That's the only thing I'm thinking of.
possible.
Did he owe
That's
two
smart. I never
albums?
even heard about that.
Yeah,
I
like did
never
he owe
even
two
knew about
albums?
that.
Yeah.
It's possible. I didn't even think about it. Yeah, because both sides, it didn't. There's nothing different.
You know what? I was watching I'm like batting off the Joe, but I was watching the Joe's Budden podcast
Mm-hmm.
earlier today, and the dude, the guy, his name is Ish. No, Ice. He made a good point. It was so the album is called Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers, right? And then if you listen to the album, he felt like if you do it by like the two album, he felt the first part was like the big steppers, and then the second part was like kind of
Yeah,
like Mr. You know
yeah,
what I'm saying?
yeah.
Or like it's
Exactly.
kind of like it flipped, or like I don't know if I said that right, but it's kind of like he flipped the albums upside down based off like the name or some shit like that. Or
Yeah.
and I was thinking about it too. I was like, maybe if he called it the Big Steppers and Mr. Morale, it wouldn't sound cool. You know what I mean? So maybe he just kind of did as far as the namesake goes,
Uh,
but I don't know. So I could say, I guess, as far as that, like the fluidity to your point, but
yeah, and to add one notch to it, I believe it was more about childhood trauma and how to deal with it mostly that he talked about. because Father Time, Auntie Diaries and all that. He talked about his kind of childhood and what makes him, do the things he's doing. And for me,
Mozzie.
one line that kind of like sealed the deal was he said like, I'm done with the sensitive talking to personal with the black and white, the wrong and the right. That line is basically saying he's done with kind of like it brought me back to philosophy where about duality, about seeing ourselves as individuals only. But he talked
Mm.
about it's like a biblical reference wherein Adam and Eve ate the apple, and the serpent saying, don't you want to know what's right? And, don't you want to open your eyes and stuff like that. But I think he's just saying like stop relying on our minds to make all these decisions, but kind of judge things whether they're right or wrong.
Mm.
And he also said, take off the fufu, take off the cloud chase, take off the Wi-Fi and all that. Those are things that we constantly worry about is the money, the payment and all that. And he saying
The
that all these
horrors, the
things,
horrors.
the horrors, stop worrying about those things. It's just, everything has a deeper meaning behind it. And worry about yourself. And like you said, the N95, you all seen the video, is like floating as Christ, right? Like the
I didn't watch
first
the video.
How do y'all feel about that? Because
I didn't watch it.
oh, you didn't watch it?
Oh,
You
you
should.
didn't
Okay.
watch it?
You should watch it when you get a chance. I won't talk
Okay.
about it till you watch it. But
Yeah, life be so crazy I can't handle. Niggas be sense I can tell when they're